There you go. Okay.
I still hadn't had them uploaded yet. Forgive me. I be moving around too much, and I just gotta.
Yep, I already get it. I understand.
Yeah.
I overstand. Trust me.
So the person I'm gonna have on tonight, we're gonna talk about like Shelf Corporation, and I'm gonna allow her to like give a lot of insight into the whole, deal about the Shelfcorps. Let her give a spiel, kind of like what Ron did a couple of weeks ago. Turn this down. I want you guys to feel free, like during the call, like I always feel free to, ask whatever questions or anything you might be curious about regarding shell corporations or anything else that we're not talking about that pertains to business credit or personal credit or just business in general. Because my whole purpose is just really to bring like entrepreneurs together.
Title. Pick a random card.
Let's see.
Okay, so this is a fun trick. I have to look at it.
You have to look at it?
Yeah. So it's a Diglett.
Yeah, Diglett. Fun.
So you see, this is rapid strike. So rapid strike means it does 50. No, it is.
Can you mute your phone?
2 times of this. So I have 20. And
Can you mute your
20, okay.
phone?
So 20 plus 20 is 40. When you take 0 out, you got 4.
Mhm.
And it has times 2 on it. So you have times 2, which is 8.
Yeah.
And this 76. Then 198, which is out of all those.
You can mute him. There you go.
Yeah, they probably not gonna start about 17 anyway, though, like officially.
Nice. Shalon, you on?
Can I hear you?
Oh, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It might be a little loud. The kids got the TV blasting. We were watching a movie.
Nah, that's fine. Cause my granddaughter, she always make her appearance when I'm trying to when I'm doing this, so it's okay.
Sound like a few people got kids in there that's trying to be a part of our conversation.
It's a good thing. Shalon, everybody. Shalon, I'm gonna give Shalon the opportunity to kind of talk about.
Are you done with that towel right there? Why is it in the kitchen table? Do what? But you need to stop leaving stuff all over the place, Araya. Just move it whenever you
I don't know who that is.
I think everybody needs to just mute. I don't think they realize that they're live.
Yeah. Anyway, Shalon, I'm gonna give you the opportunity just to give everybody a rundown of like what you do, what your capabilities are. Kind of talk about shell corporations, anything pertaining to business, any information that in your world that might help somebody else in their world and in their life. Just like I said, the whole purpose of me like doing the Zoom calls or me doing anything regarding other people and my business of credit or real estate or whatever I might be doing is just to provide information for them to be able to utilize in their lives to, make some progression to position themselves and their family. So I'm gonna give you the opportunity just just to speak.
This is the Shelf Corporation guy. Well,
and
so
so
you have actually get creative finance and then start getting Shell Corporation with.
Who's that?
Hey,
Don't even
Rick,
have to
I'm
start
gonna have to,
from
I'm gonna
scratch.
have to mute. I'm gonna have to mute everybody but you, Shalon.
Okay.
From scratch and just
Yeah,
building.
if you can hear me, I don't want to mute everybody because I want to give people the opportunity to be able to ask
Why don't you
questions.
just let them
Let's
raise
know.
their hands?
Yeah.
Get funding faster.
Because it seems like people are not realizing that they are not muted.
Right. All right. Shayla, you feel free to go ahead and speak, freely and comfortably.
Okay. My name is Shalon Alexander, and I have been in the finance, real estate, and entertainment industry for probably 25 years now. 20 years in the entertainment business and about 15 years in the financial business side of it. How I got started is, I'm sorry, hold on, let me go upstairs. Can you hear that? Is that really loud? Let me go in my bedroom. Hold on.
It's okay.
We got this TV blasting. So I've been in the industry for a while. How I got started is I went to someone, I didn't know anything about funding. I didn't know anything about interest. I didn't know really much about business except for I wanted to do a business. I knew how to start one and all of that. I went to somebody for funding. She stole my guarantor, put it on her company, befriended me. And when you are new in the industry and you're hanging with somebody and they're whining and dining you and you're meeting these big people and people with money and you're going to the best restaurants and they let you drive one of the cars in their company, you would not think anything except for, okay, I want to do what she's doing. Well, she was using my money. She took my guarantor, put the guarantor on her corp, and just kind of stuck with me, befriended me, took me out. But all that time she was using my money and kept telling me that my funds weren't available yet.
Right.
So 45 days later, Bank of America called. It was just a mess. She had gotten 7 cars. Literally somebody got me from the very beginning. So when that happened, I told myself that I would never let that happen to me again and that I would find out everything I could about what she was doing, interest. I saw how easy it was for her to get funding because she actually had access and she could do it. She just wasn't doing it. She was just taking people's money to do course. We gave her 36 clients. They paid $800 each to get brand new corp. She was getting them when Washington Mutual was in. She was getting everybody $50K. For some reason, she could do it, but she would rather take the money and run instead of just doing what she should have done to make money, which I don't understand why people do wrong when they can do right and make more money. So that's kind of how I got started in the business. I got taken, and from there, I just started learning. So I do aged corporations and new corporations, but mostly aged corporations because most people are looking for funding in their business. And a lot of people want cash, but what I tell people is cash means, I do cash as a red flag only because when you want cash, if you've never had a bunch of cash, most people say, oh, I want $100,000. So I'm like, well, you've never controlled 5,000. So how are you going to control 100,000?
Right.
I try to explain to people that credit cards are the best way to go, especially when you're doing an aged corporation. An aged corporation is great because if you are trying to do contracts for the government, if you want to have credibility, if you want to look better to a banker, if you want to look better to other people, you want to have stability and credibility. And to a bank or a lender or other companies that want to do business with you, that shows you have credibility when you have age. They don't have to know that you have not owned the company from day one. They don't have to know any of that. All they can see is you have a 10-year corp or 5-year corp or a 7-year corp. And you just have to make sure that from the day you get that age corp, that it looks operational. Another thing that we do as people when we get a corporation is we feel that all we need is an address, a phone number, a corporation, and an email. That is not a full-blown corp. That is not what a real corporation looks like. You have to look at Walmart and Staples and Subway and Schwab. And when you look at their company and you go on their site, you see a phone number, you see an address, you see an email. When you call them during business hours, they answer. If your company is not accessible when someone is calling you, then they're going to call someone else. So when I set up somebody's company, I tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. I'm going to tell you what you don't, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So I try to explain to people, when you get a corporation, you've got to build the foundation of that corporation. And if you're going to half do it, then you cannot expect to get money. You can't expect to get funding. You can't expect to get credit. I don't care if you have good credit. You still have to have a solid foundation to have a company. When you are trying to get grants, and they're easy to get, when you're trying to get government contracts, you have to be at least 2 years old. So that's one reason why I sell age corporations. The other reason why I sell age corporations is because of the credibility. And when you go in for funding, they don't restrict you like they do when you're new. When you're new, there's a lot of restrictions. There's a lot of things they're not going to offer you or give you. Yes, you can get stuff when you're new, but when you're new, your interest rates are higher. You have to use your personal credit. It is possible for you to have business credit and not use your personal credit, but you have to build it first. If you have 10, 15 trade lines on each one of your files, they're not going to require you to have your personal credit. They will use your tax returns, your bank statements, and they will be able to pull your business credit and see that you are cash heavy, that you have business credit, that you have done business credit in different realms. When you do build your business credit, you do want it to have a mix, just like your personal credit. You want financial, you want corporate, you want leases. That's like a mix, just like when on your personal credit, you got to have installments, you got to have revolving. So it's the same thing. They want to see a mix. They don't want to just see corporate credit cards. They don't want to just see regular credit cards, like regular loans. They don't want to just see leases. They want to see a mix. They also like to see anywhere from 15 to 17 trade lines per file. So in doing an aged corporation, I don't really do a lot of new ones, but you can. I'm also getting into knowing how to set up asset protection on a company, which is letting your Wyoming company own your LLC and your trust. Just learning how to more deeply get involved into a corporation so that people can't really look you up. If you're doing real estate, nobody should be able to look you up. Nobody should be able to know you own those properties. So there's ways to do that. And that's letting your LLC that you're operating out of be owned by another LLC. And that's your pass through, and all your money passes through from that company up to your holding company. So we also do asset protection as well. Also with aged corporations, one thing I do like to talk about, credit cards are best because credit cards you get to give in your income field, you get to give a projection. A projection is allowed in credit cards. So if it's June and they're asking you how much you make for the year, well, you don't know. It's not the end of the year, but you can project what you're going to make for the end of the year, and that is legal. So credit cards to me are the best way to go. I know people want cash, but cash costs more. You can't get a zero interest on cash. You're never going to get zero interest on cash. Cash is going to cost you money, and they're going to dig more into your life when you want cash. Credit is king in all aspects, whether it be business credit, personal credit, or financial credit. Credit is king. Why not? If you can get 150 to 250,000, but you can only get 5,000 in cash, which one would you prefer? I have people that turn down credit cards that I've been able to get $250,000 for because they don't want credit, they want cash. Well, nobody's going to give you cash. Cash is more expensive. You have to look really good when you get cash on a company. Your company has to be iron tight. When I say iron tight, fax number, phone number, you have to be in all the search engines, Google, Bing, there's about 200 of them. When somebody looks you up, you need to be there. Your website needs to be tight. Your corporate email, not a Gmail, not a Proton mail, not a Yahoo, a corporate email. Everything, your operational agreement, your bylaws, your bank account, your checks, your letterhead, professional signature at the end of your emails. All of these things matter. But a lot of times when we have corporations, we have a cell phone number attached. We have our home phone attached. Yeah, people are working at home, but if you're really making money in your business, they know that you're going to still have somewhat of an office or virtual office. You're not going to use your home. I don't use my home address for anything. And you should never use your home address unless you are starting out new. I do have a book that I created, and it was how to run a Fortune 500 company on a shoestring budget. If you are starting out and you don't have a lot of money, you still do not have to use your home address. You can get a virtual office, online virtual office with a physical address just until you can move to the next level. There's always a way. I literally ran my company for less than $50 for 10 years back in the day. I used a free email, Weebly and Wex, and all of that was free. And they didn't used to put all those little things on there like at the top. And I had a slamming email website for a long time. People loved my website. It was free. I paid nothing for my website back then. I paid $10 for my domain name for the year, but I was making good money with free
Right.
stuff. So where there's a will, there's a way. Me and Corey were talking earlier, and we were talking about YouTube. And YouTube is a great source, but YouTube can also be a downfall because people do not give you all of the information. They'll tell you everything you need to know about how to get the credit, except for how to write it up on an application. So if you don't know what to put under financial, if you under when it says how much, if you don't know what to put, if you don't know what type of bank statements to send or how much you need to make, if they don't tell you all of those little things, they just tell you need a bank statement. They just tell you that you fill out the application. They'll tell you who pulls it. They'll tell you, how they got it, but they don't tell you that they have 20 or 30 other cards already and that they've been building for 2 years. So when you do a business, to me, when you are doing a corporation or an LLC, first of all, you need to figure out how do you want to operate that LLC or that corporation. I don't recommend anybody do an Inc. unless they understand about companies and they're already big and they have a lot of money. You can always transition into an Inc., but you can get yourself in trouble if you are doing a corporation and you don't know that every year you have to file by March 15th. You also have to have operation agreement. You also have to have bylaws. There are things you have to do with a corp that you don't have to do with an LLC. So I never give someone an LLC if they are new to doing business, because you can always change your LLC to an Inc. Or you can do an S Corp. And I don't recommend you do an S Corp unless you're willing to want to file with the IRS and the tax division every year, because you have to file taxes for your company and your employees or people that work for you every year and yourself. So I just recommend a regular LLC until you get the lay of the land, or unless you already understand how to run your company. I always recommend that you do an LLC. You can't get into trouble if you don't make any money. You don't have to report anything. If you don't operate that company for 2 years, you don't have to report anything. As long as you're not making income and you're not making anything on that LLC, you don't have to report it. It's a pass through. So it passes through to your taxes. If you do want to separate everything, and I do have people who say, hey, I want to separate everything, I don't want it to be a pass through, then you need an Inc. But you are going to have to file your taxes. There are things that you're going to have to keep up with everything. It's going to be a little bit more tedious, and you're going to have to really pay attention to everything, have everything like iron tight, all your I's dotted, all your T's crossed. But you can do it, and you don't have to be making thousands of dollars in order to have an Inc. You just need to make sure your company is built correctly. You need to make sure that you have everything in place. As long as your foundation is solid, you're good. If your foundation is already on shaky ground, then somewhere along the line, it's going to crumble. So as long as your company is solid, that means is everything is built correctly on it, your address, your phone number, your email, as long as all of those things are solid, then now you can start branding yourself, your logo, all of those things are how you brand yourself. So that's the one thing. What else can I say? Business credit. Building business credit it can take some time to build it where you don't have to use your social. But do not believe people when they say you cannot build your business credit without your personal. That is not true. It is true in the beginning, but you can get to a point where you don't use your personal credit. You just have to be willing to go through the steps to do it. And you can't have 3 or 4 trade lines and then think somebody gonna give you $100,000. It doesn't work that way. A lot of people feel, oh, I want $100,000. I have 3 trade lines. Okay. And it equals 100,000. Okay. So when I ask people this, if you had $100,000 and a business came to you and said, I would like to borrow $100,000, and they only had 3 trade lines on their file. They were 2 years old. Those 3 trade lines equaled $100,000. Would you be okay just handing them over $100,000? Would you need to look at anything else? Would you need to check out anything else, or would you just give them $100,000? And that's what I ask people. Would you hand somebody $100,000 and they just have 3 trade lines? They don't have any bank statements. They don't have anything other type of business credit. They don't have anything to show you that they can pay you that money back. Would you loan them $100,000? And that's what I tell people to do. Get in the bank shoes or the lender's shoes and say, would they loan me this money? What do I have? What do I have going on? Okay, I got my business credit. I got about 10 lines here, I got 7 lines there. It's about $500,000 in credit. My personal credit is at like 200. Like my personal credit, my real personal credit, I have at least $250,000 to $300,000 worth of credit on my personal credit. So they don't necessarily always use your personal credit, but they may look at your personal credit because they want to make sure you don't have a bunch of bankruptcies. They want to see how you manage your personal money, but it will still go on your business. And it will not be a hard pull on your personal. So sometimes they do it, but for the most part, once you start getting a couple of things rolling, they will not pull your personal credit. It will be a soft pull. They just want to look at you and see what type of person you are. And unfortunately, your credit does tell what type of person you are. So they kind of look at that, and say, okay, this person, they paid their bills. Back in the day, they had a little trouble. Maybe it was during COVID, but now I see they have some new stuff on here that they're paying. The 650, that kind of thing. So they may look at that, and it may be a determining factor. So you just never know. You don't have to have excellent credit. You can still get business credit without excellent credit. But starting out, even with a new age corporation, you still look like a new company because you have, I mean, well, let's put it this way. You do have the age, it follows you. But when you buy a company from someone and you have to get a new EIN number. So when you buy Age Corporation, you cannot use an old EIN number. That's belongs to somebody else. It's attached to somebody else's social. If you go on the IRS website, the IRS website says that if you sell your company, you change your company, if you do anything that changes the ownership of that company, you have to do a new EIN number. So your EIN number is new, your bank account is new, but be honest, they don't know your bank account is new unless you tell them. But what they can see is that maybe you foreign registered in your state, because most places will not let you do a bank account unless you foreign register in your state. So they won't let you do a bank account in your state unless you foreign register there. There are banks that you can use that are online that does not make you do that. Bank Novo is one of those. I love Bank Novo. I've had them for now about 2 years since they started. And I like it. I mean, it's, the only thing I don't like is I can't walk up to an ATM and put money into their bank, but I can transfer it from my other bank account. So that is one of the banks that I like. They don't do a hard pull on your personal credit. I don't have a lot of problems. They may or may not make you send over like an operating agreement, but other than that, it took 3 days for me to open my account. And so when people have trouble, I tell them to go there. And there are other online banks, but that's the one I only really recommend stuff and can really tell you things that I use. And that's one of the ones I use and I like it. I have about 8 or 9 bank accounts. I also have several credit unions as well. But when I do have some Age Corps myself, and I can tell you that credit cards you can get away with, but you cannot really say or show them tax returns or anything prior to the date of you getting that corp. It's still considered new in some aspects because your tax ID will be new. It will not be old. It won't be aged, but your company will be aged. So this is why I recommend that people just stick with credit cards until you can build a small couple of like 3 to 6 months on your bank statements, on, in your company, and then you can go after some cash. You can apply for some personal loans to help you get to your business loans and then reimburse yourself through your company, because you should never commingle your funds. But you are going to look, your tax ID is going to be new. So during the PPP process, at the beginning of PPP, I do know someone that was using and purchasing my Age corporations, and they were getting people done left and right. But by the time we got to the second process of PPP, they caught on and they saw that if your tax ID had an 8 on it, or 8, I'm sorry. Yes, Justice. I'm on the phone, sweetie. So, oh God, where was I at? Oh yes. So what they did is they started looking to see that those tax IDs changed. So just make sure you're okay to get credit cards. You're okay to do personal loans to help get your company off the ground. You are welcome to put capital in your company and reimburse yourself. I also have taken a class and I've learned from Scott Ellis, which used to be a former IRS attorney for the IRS. He is one of my advisors. Anderson and Associates is one of my advisors. They actually help structure my companies to make them bulletproof. So anything that I tell you is something that I've done, I've experienced, and I've done myself. I will never tell somebody how to do anything or do anything that I have not done myself. I've been doing corporations now since 2005. and I have 4 of my own, and I've done hundreds. And I think Corey and I met through Ronnie. Did we meet through Ronnie, Corey?
Yeah, through Ron.
Right. And so Ron, Corey will tell you, Ron refers a lot of clients to me. He's done it for years, probably about 5 or 6 now. And these and people get funding if as long as you do the right thing with your corporations. I know, sometimes, I'm gonna say read between the lines. When you're getting funding, now what I do is I tell people, start running money through your bank accounts as soon as you get it. I don't care if you're putting your personal money through there. Get you a PayPal, get you a Stripe, start running money through it. Find you another friend, get a second company, and just start running that money. If you have other friends with companies, you guys run that money amongst each other's companies so you can start building up your deposits and showing deposits in your bank account so that you can have authentic bank statements when you need them. But if you can't, you do not need bank statements for credit cards. You don't have to show proof of income. The best time to do them is after 11 p.m. So, and you will get them if you have at least a 680 and above, and some places take less than that, but a 680 and above across the board, you're going to get funding. Bottom line, to get you started. I used to use a minimum of 150 to 200,000. Yeah, it may be 6 cards or 7 cards, but who cares? I mean, I use debt. That's how I've made it where I am now, is because I know how to take debt and turn it into income. If anybody has any questions, because I can rattle on about
You done
credit,
gave you done gave a lot of juice already. I'm gonna have to unmute it. I'm gonna have to unmute because I've muted everybody. So given the opportunity to ask you questions, but you do.
Yes, that's fine.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
So I have a corporation, and I just opened up a home health care agency. But I want to know, I don't know anything about credit or business or anything. And Corey, I have bought your book and helped me, register my business and stuff like that. But I'm just trying to level up in life. I don't really know where to begin. I have 4 kids, Section 8. I'm just trying to see how can I get out of the cycle of Section 8, welfare, stuff like that. I'm just trying to better my life, and I just don't know what to do or where to start for a corporation.
I'm not a prophet.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Who, me or her?
No, her. Young lady that was just speaking.
Yes.
Can you say the last part again? I'm sorry, I was slightly distracted. I was trying to
I was just saying, as someone that's trying to level their life up, I'm on Section 8. I'm just trying to better my life, and everybody's selling everything and telling me what to do. I just don't know what to do. I don't know where to. I just need guidance on how to get. I don't know. I just want to understand business credit. I just want to level up. How do you level up? How do you get out?
You need to
how
calm
do you
down.
level
Let's
up
start
out
with
of
calm
to get
down.
good
Your
business credit?
life,
How to not work with somebody? How do you do that? I don't know. So that's why I'm here.
I'm gonna tell you, my response to that is this. I'll just start by saying this. I always tell people, nobody can teach you how to be rich. Nobody can teach you that, right? People can provide information, but nobody can teach you how to be rich, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you were, you guys, if I've unmuted you, just kind of mute your phone, because it's kind of a distraction. But let's say if you were my sister and you were my little sister and you were in front of me,
Yes.
The first question I would ask you is, because I would have to know exactly, you kind of told me where you at in your life, right?
Yes.
So can you guys mute your phone?
Oh my.
So I would have to know, like, okay, you say you want to know, like, you're on Section 8, you want to know how to get out the rat race, right? So one thing I would have to know, what do you look like on paper?
You can't, you gotta mute
Right?
it.
Hold on one second.
Yes. Okay.
Let them raise their hand. Raise their hand. Look at that. You got small banner.
Somebody's talking, man. Okay, I would have to know what you look like on paper. And that would be my starting point. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have cash, because I always say credit is for poor people, because if you don't have cash, the only thing you got to work from is your name, which is credit. So that would be the starting point. And if you don't have credit to work when you don't have cash, whether people like it or not, then you got to play some other type of game that you know, I'm not saying do anything illegal, but you're going to really have to hustle and maneuver. But I'll ask, like, what is your credit score right now, if you don't mind saying it, like now?
My credit score is a 610 because I had went over the limit when I had to go out of town for a funeral. I had to use my money, so it went down to a 610, but it was at a 630.
Okay, so have you been late on anything? Like, do you have any negative, any late pays on your credit? Do you have any collections? Do you have a bankruptcy? Because it's the only public record that they can even report now.
I have a 30-day late payment from Victoria's Secret, which was $30. $30.
Okay, so
I thought I had paid off my credit card, and it was $30 that I didn't pay.
Okay, so the bottom line with me, if I had a 30-day late with Victoria's Secret, I'm gonna kill the whole car. I'm gonna kill it. I mean, I'm gonna completely get rid of it off my credit, however I need to do that.
Okay.
And like she said when she was speaking, I always say you gotta read between the lines with me on some shit. Because I say a lot of things without saying a lot of things. You gotta keep in mind where you at in life. Unless somebody comes along and give you a lottery ticket outside of somebody giving you information, like me giving you information, you got to understand one thing about this world of commerce that we live in, and it's not fair. It's not a fair game. So by me saying that it's not a fair game, that means you can't always, you got to play by their rules. And playing by their rules mean that, okay, these fuckers not playing fair with me, so I'm not gonna play fair with them. Not like I'm saying that to say, like, I'm not telling you to go do anything that's gonna get you locked up, because there are ways of playing the game without getting locked up. So So the Victoria's Secret card, I would get rid of that. That would be my starting point, because the first thing, you're gonna have to get cash in your hand. If you don't have some great idea, because everybody have great ideas, and your great idea, believe it or not, a million other people had that same great idea, because I always say we one big mind in this universe. So that's why when you think of some shit, you look it up and you be like, damn, somebody already thought of that.
Right.
It's like when we talk about drawing things into your life, it's because we're all connected. Like when I talk about the one big mind, but that's gonna be your starting point. And if you don't have a way to maneuver, like in terms of what I'm speaking about, then you're gonna have to find some type of partner, whether it be a credit investor, whether it's somebody that's really like content with where they're in life, but don't understand, like, they have a weapon in terms of their name and being able to use it, utilize their name to get access to cash, or like Shalon said, credit cards, because credit cards, they can be liquidated. It's just a matter of, once you liquidate them, knowing what to do with them. So
what to do.
Which books do you have? Do you have any of
I
my
have
books?
I have the business. What is it? The
Unbreakable
driving
Laws of
it.
Business.
Yeah, I have that one, and then your other one. I don't have the dictionary one, but I have the other one. I have 2 of them.
Okay.
I have 2
So
out of the 3 books.
so if you could get the credit dictionary, like this actually the best book to me. I just
Okay.
titled it wrong. A lot of people think it's a dictionary, but it's much deeper than dictionary. Like it's a very valuable book. I'll say get that. But in terms of me being able to help you along the way, like I would say outside of this call, like if you can just email me, you know, I'll try to guide you here and there. Like I'm busy, but that's the best way for me to.
I can join your class too. I mean, I work a job, so I mean, I have the income. I just need more knowledge, you know, and what to do to get out of this rat race that I'm in.
And another thing that I like if I was listening to the vibration in your voice, I would say this. You gotta get fucking mad. Like you gotta really become a wolf. And I don't hear that in your voice. You understand what I'm saying? Like you gotta really like be on some like I'm like it's life or death. You got kids?
Yes, I have 4.
Okay, so you got 4 kids. So whatever you doing every day, like they life depend on that. Yeah, their life depends on you coming up out of your situation. Because if you don't come up out of your situation, guess what? It's gonna be a whole hell of a lot harder for them to come up out of this situation. Because like I said, it's not a fair game. But I'm gonna put my
I got a question.
you know what?
Hold
on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put this out here. Let me give you. I'm gonna give her my email. Just email me your contact info.
Okay.
And then I'll give you a number that you can.
Okay. I appreciate you. I always be looking for you when you be on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, you know what I found out? Not to cut you out, I found out that YouTube has been shadow banning me. I never heard this shit before that somebody told me. So even if I put something out, a lot of people not even getting the notification.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I just felt like if you on YouTube, if you notice, you probably not getting the notification even when I post something.
They do that they do that when you they do shadow banning when people give away knowledge that is like prosperous for people, but they don't necessarily want it to be mass appeal. So if they've gone and followed you and figured that you actually giving factuals, you're not scamming, they start shadow banning certain people because we don't want the information out, but we can't take you off necessarily because you're not saying anything wrong in the same sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I didn't know that until somebody like ran it down for me and actually showed me. I'm like, and it's so crazy because 2 weeks before this, my wife had said, she was like, man, she said, I don't get nothing from you anymore. If you put something on YouTube, I don't even get a notification, but it didn't register with me then. I just happened to walk in a restaurant the other day and the guy was like, hey, asked me my name. He was like, you be on YouTube. And I was like, yeah. And then that's when he told me, he said, hey man, I think they shadow banning you. So he got my attention. And I was like, what the fuck is that? So I walked over and started talking to him and he explained it to me. And there it is. Like
they've been doing that since you first opened the course, because when you first did it, remember you had the first introduction and it was on some website and I was trying to get it, but it stopped it at the point that you had the introductory price like 9 something, and it started banning it from doing that. But you had to go into Google and actually type your name. You couldn't even type in the website and the stuff was coming up. So when they shadow ban, like I do this is what my major was, so I know what that shadow banning stuff is. They do that when they can't get you on anything illegal, but we don't want nobody to know what's going on. So they've been doing that for a minute on your stuff for sure.
Right.
Hey, Corey, may I add something to that?
Say again.
May I add something to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's like in shadow banning you. The group that I told you about, Credit Union
All
University,
right, well, I guess
came
I'm
up with
done.
traffic
That's crazy.
because they had like 400
I
some
know.
thousand views. It was like everything that they're taking and using is coming from your books. And the reason why I know is because I go to sleep to them. So as I go to sleep to these books, and I paid $3,322 for the program, and then they came back and charged me another $18.97. So I have an issue with them for one, but it's more of a principle-based thing when you take a man's intellectual property and convert it into a digital platform before he can, and then take the credit for it, and then on turn come on here and hear that you're being shadow banned. It's almost like a modern day culture vulture of your expertise digitally before you can actually profit from your own goal that you created. That's what it seems like.
Right. Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a guy, I ain't gonna even call his name. He got a big following on YouTube. I mean, not on YouTube, on Instagram. And he actually sells one of my books in his course as a PDF. But, you know, it ain't shit. I'm gonna let him have that, but this is crazy. Like somebody actually screenshotted, they're in his course, they actually screenshotted my book in his course and was like, this is a part of his course, but that's cool. But my goal is this though, like the information Shalon just gave you guys, like she really killed it. Like, so I'm letting you guys know, like, just like Ron, she's I'm gonna say she's the most valuable resource in terms of the Shelf Corporation industry. Just like to me, Ron is the business credit industry. So I'm trying to bring these people on these Zoom calls because I want all you guys to connect the dots and utilize the information because I can't do it. Like I'm just one person and I got a lot of shit going on, but that's my way of like trying to help build you guys up because there's a lot more. There are a lot more people that I deal with that I'm gonna bring on all the way down to somebody teach you how to, like I said, set up a bank. Not just a bank account, but a whole bank. Like, yeah.
I just wanna add one thing, especially for the sister was on here, not to take anything away from the men, but as men know, men dominate in a lot of areas. But I just want her to know, and I want all of you on here to know, my main thing that I do every day in the morning and why I'm where I'm at now is my mindset. If your mindset is not right, if you don't train your mind to be in the right place and to get out of the 9-to-5 mentality, you cannot break into a business life. You have to have the mentality and have the faith to step out on your own. I'm not saying leave your job, because if you're making money, you put a plan together. If you have a plan, then you work your plan, and then you work your plan and you leave your job at the end of that plan. That plan should consist of you leaving your job. So the mindset, the sister that was on here and anybody else, when I get up in the morning, what I do is affirmations. The reason why I am so strong, and I've been this way for a long time since I was young because I was a loner. But the bottom line is I tell myself who I am now. I didn't know who I was 25 years ago, but nobody can tell me who I am now. I know my worth. I know who I am. Nobody intimidates me. I know what I bring to the table. And even if you don't know, you pretend like you know, and you get in that mirror and you tell yourself every day. And I promise you, if you do that every day, eventually you'll believe it. So you got to get your mindset right. You gotta, you know, anything that you can read, get your hands on, that's going to help you. They have affirmations on YouTube. I go to sleep with affirmations on sometimes.
Yeah.
I play. I let it go through my head. I will go to sleep with stuff on just so it'll get in my brain. I don't do scary movies. I don't do any of that kind of stuff because that stuff gets in your psyche. I do watch movies, but I don't do anything that's going to, like, towards late at night. I watch happy stuff, or I try to do educational stuff before I go to bed. And when in the morning, I do 30 minutes of Eric Thomas or whoever.
Right. That's a fact. So like I'm glad you said that, because when I like people like me and you, we all think alike. We all think alike about what we watch, about what we read, about. If you go back and listen to the first, like one of the old YouTube interviews I did with Underground Railroad, I said on there, and nobody really knew who I was, but I already said, like, when it come to this credit shit, I'm the best, and I believed it. I believed it, So you gotta have the attitude, and like she said, I don't put this out there, but I write down everything that I want. Everything, like, I write it down. Like, that's what every morning, like, whatever I want, I'm saying that shit at least 50 or 100 times. That's what I got wrote down. When I look in when I'm in the shower, I have my phone playing, but it's not music, it's motivation. And I don't mean the type of motivation that, like, I always say, you got a lot of motivational speakers, just like preachers. They motivate you, but they don't give you the blueprint. They don't, like, don't sell me hope. Like, don't give me the hope or the motivation with no instructions. What's the next move? So, but she's right. I do the same thing. I do the same fucking thing. If it's a house, a car, whatever, I already see myself in it. I already see how I want the house furnished. I already see, like, I'm not big on a lot of flashy shit, although, like, I could do it, but y'all probably gonna always see me in a damn white t-shirt or something like that. And, I allowed to go from wherever. But the information is key, and like she said, affirmation, you gotta believe this shit. You gotta have an attitude about it. Like, you gotta know, like, it's life or death. You gotta make it happen. You only got a short period of time on earth. And you gotta make sure that when you transition, the people that you leave behind, man, if you ain't do your job, you're gonna make life a whole hell of a lot harder for them. So if you say you love them, just do what the fuck you supposed to do. And that's handle your business, like information. Like I said, I'm a motherfucker to some, man, but I'm a blessing to a whole lot more. So,
Corey, I got a question for you, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, see, I started a company back in 2010, so it's like 11 years old right now. I've been building business credit, just piecing things together until I came across your information. So I kind of fucked the corporate, excuse my language, I kind of messed the corporation up for years. You know what I'm saying? I was able to get American Express Platinum cards, Apple accounts, things of that nature. So what I'm saying this now, I've already disputed some stuff with Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax Business and all that.
Right.
To have the stuff removed, the negative items. So can I still use that corporation, or is it wise to just purchase a new one? I built this one myself.
I wouldn't want to go through the fight right now, because I even put in the course, like, how do you dispute, like, the corporate side of it. But if it was me, that's the whole purpose I got Shalon on. Like, hey, when I tell y'all, she's somebody you want to know, she's somebody you want to know. Just like Ron is somebody you want to know.
You talking about Ron Trade Line guy?
Yeah, so it's just a matter of you figuring out, like, how do you utilize these people? Because when I'm done, when I'm finished, everybody that I bring on these Zoom calls, and I'm finished. If you've been taking notes, if you've been paying attention, and you connect the dots, your fucking life gonna change.
This the first
It's
Zoom I
all-
catch, man. This the first Zoom I
Yeah.
caught tonight.
Well, the other ones, the one I had before, the other two that I had, I just have not had them uploaded into the course, but I recorded them all. Yeah, so it ain't no big deal, but if it was me, like I would talk to her. Shalon.
Can we get her information?
How can we get?
Let me
How can we
see.
get with Shelon?
She might
Hello?
have.
No, I'm here. I just had it on mute because I'm.
Yeah.
You know, I got a little. One.
I could have swore
I
she
don't know
said
if you-
Shalon.
Yeah, she say that. Hey, but I'm.
He just pronounced it.
Yeah, I always. I know how to pronounce it.
He pronounced it in his own way,
I
so I
got you.
let him pronounce it
I
in his
got
own
you.
way.
Yeah, I've been doing this, so to me, yeah, I know how to pronounce it. But I mean, you heard what he said. Like, if you want to give them some, a way to reach out, whether it be through email.
So I have a website. It's you can also contact me on there, and then I'll give you a phone number. So it's Credit Smart with a K. CreditSmart.com. You can always fill out the contact form, and then just put on there under the comment, Corey referred you, so I know who you connected to. Also, you can reach me at 404-955-7317. That is my business number. If I'm not in the office, it rings to my phone.
One more time, Shelon.
404-955-7317. That's one of my company numbers. If you go on the creditsmart.com site with a K, you'll see another number. I don't know that one by heart though. But the best way to reach me is probably through the email. You can reach me through the number, but a lot of times I run 4 companies. I have a trucking company, and right now, like after this year, I'll be on the right side of the quadrant. So up until the end of this year, my plan was to work my little tail off and actually physically do the work, but I will not be doing the work next year. So I will have someone else answering most of my phones. Some stuff I will still do myself because I'm just one of those people that I can't sit still. I have to do something. I have to do some work. I'm not the type of person to just sit down and just watch other people. I just can't do it. So, but for the most part, I have a trucking company, and right now we already have 22 trucks being delivered next week. So it's going to be really busy next week. So we have I think 18 investors with trucks, and then I also do real estate, and then we also have online stores. So I try to bring people together everything that I do is in the business realm, and the main thing is just like Corey's doing, trying to bring you guys, take you guys on a journey, not just get you a company, or not just tell you to start a company, but tell you where to go and how to continue to build that in generational wealth. My main thing is generational wealth. That's where I want our people to get to, because we weren't taught these things. So the generational wealth is very important to me, and I will never give somebody a corp and not continue to educate them, because to me, you have to continue to educate people, because it doesn't stop. You never stop learning. I'm still learning. I'm always a student. I can always learn something from one of you. I'm sure you guys know something I don't know. So I never stop learning. I'm always a student.
Shalon, can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
All right, so I ended up getting into the trucking industry about 7 years ago, and about 6. I'll say 6 years ago. And as you see, I'm in one right now.
Okay.
So I got my CDLs, and then I
Owner
started
operator?
my own. I started my own company. I'm an
Okay.
owner operator, but I had scaled up to 3 trucks. And then the drivers started falling out. And I started trying to find different drivers, but I can't find somebody who has the same drive or determination that I do when I speak
Right.
with them. So how do you get over that?
Okay, so I got something for you. So do me a favor. If you can, hold on, I'm gonna let you talk to my business partner. So I'm gonna tell you what I don't do. I don't try to stay in a lane that I don't have no business in. Now, what I can't tell you is I can tell you some basics about trucks because I know only because the reason why we're dealing with people right now is because my business partner have a lot of people in a position just like you. And when you're an owner operator, you have to operate everything. We take care of all of that. If you got 2 other trucks, you can put your 2 other trucks with us and get paid every month, and you don't have to worry about nothing. No driver, we take care of the driver, we take care of everything. So, and this is why I create programs, I create systems. If you bring something to me, I set up the system. He brought something to me, I set up a system, and that system helps owner operators or people with extra trucks or that have trucks that no longer want to be in trucks, that no longer want to be owner operators. We can put that truck on the road and you can get paid every month.
So I ain't gonna lie to you. This was my situation, right? So I had the selfish thought. I ain't gonna say selfish because I'm worried about generational wealth. I'm trying to build something that I can leave to my little 2. But what I noticed is it's rough when you start off and you don't have business credit to really get it going. You know what I mean? To really lift off. So I started just recently, within the last couple of weeks, I started looking into that play right there, being able to bring people, being able to throw my trucks on another authority. Although I do have my own, throw my trucks on another authority and keep grinding until I'm able to get up to where I need to go or need to be. You know what I mean? And just learn and learn. Because like you said, you never stop learning. I think that's a good idea. I really like that because I just was looking into it. So yeah, I would love some information about that.
Well, yeah. So if you can contact me, I will put you on with Curtis on Monday.
Okay.
Curtis will get you straight.
That sounds like a plan.
Literally in the next 45 days, you won't even have to be in the truck you in right now. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
You can have some truth. We can show you how to have some true freedom. As a matter of fact, Corey, when we get off here, Corey, can you call me?
Oh yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Hey,
Corey. Does Corey have your information? And what is your name? I'm sorry, what was your name?
My name is Darren Bowman. And I just signed up, Corey. I just signed up to your course the last info. I'm the one, Mr. Rush on Instagram that be hitting you. So I don't know if he has my information exactly, but I definitely get it over to him. And I did put down your information as well, so I'll be able to get at you.
Yes, please make sure you either leave me a message so I will get back to you myself directly. I just because see, right now you in a position where we will. What state you in?
I'm in Ohio, but I was actually trying to push my company. I'm in Canton. My company is
You're not from
Canton,
there,
Ohio.
are you?
Yeah.
I'm from Dayton.
Are you? Yeah. Look.
Born and
I don't know
raised.
if you can see it. Let's see. Oh, damn. Here we go. Canton, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we ship.
Yeah.
I'm in Georgia, but we ship all over. We finance our trucks out of Arizona. They ship them to us. So we don't care where your truck is. We will have a driver come pick it up.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Now, would I be able to scale through this situation as well?
Yeah,
like
just
look.
Stop asking me questions. I need to let you talk to Curtis because look, you got to start asking me stuff. It's not my lane. I handle the paychecks. I make sure people get paid, and I make sure the financing is done. That's my lane.
All right. I'm gonna definitely contact you. Hey Corey, I had a quick question for you too, bro.
All right.
So I had jumped into into some houses, right? And I end up using my personal credit in order to get some houses, because I bought some houses in the hood cash or whatever the case may be, bro. And but they needed a lot of work, so I ended up putting like damn near 40-50 bands on through my credit in order to get the basements sealed and all of that stuff. So you think the private administration will work for that, or should I go ahead, because I just copped your books too, bro, off of Amazon? You think I should go ahead and read through the books, or can I build with you? You know what I mean? We can work something out.
Like, let me ask you, where did you buy the property?
They in Kent.
Yeah, see me, I'm gonna tell you, like, I don't buy shit up north.
Okay.
And when I go in and buy, I already got the cash. And when I buy now, I showed the house on the little video, but how I rehabbed it, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I didn't use my cash. I really pulled a move to do it, like, you know, with the CPN numbers and getting cash and doing it that way, right? But like, if I buy a house now, I'm not gonna go buy a house that I gotta put a whole lot of money into. It's gonna be the minimum amount of money, like, where I can either put a renter in there, like, and now I don't even, like, the houses that I have control of, or like me and my wife have control of, you will never even know we own them, because, you know, I had a situation years ago, and so now I just let a property management company handle it. But we don't buy houses that we got to put 30,000 in, not even 20,000. They got to be ready to go. Yeah. And I'm only buying houses down south because you get more bang for your buck. Like, I ain't gonna buy no house like up north. So, but as far as like going into it, I always say, just have your cash up. Like, you ain't gotta do all the extra shit. Like, you have your cash up and you're able to buy them, then, you know, you could put the house under whatever entity you like, you know, and nobody ever has to know, like, you even own the property. Like, if you gotta, you know, you want to put it under a company, however, like, for me, that's the bet because of the bullshit I went through, you know, years ago. So that's how I roll. But as far as me going in and investing in real estate now, I'm not doing large investments. And I ain't a lot of the properties, they really be in the hood down south. But you know, the rent is good.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not gonna lie, although I help people in terms of them trying to fix their credit situation to be able to do different things like become homeowners. Sadly to say, most people are renters.
They ain't gonna put the work in. Yeah, they ain't gonna put the work in.
So that works for us, but that would be my advice to you. You ain't got to do all the extra shit. Just get the cash, identify the properties you want, and like I said, I don't buy up north. I'm gonna buy down south, Georgia, Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama, Florida, you know, and that works.
Corey, I got a question for you. Listen, my credit scores, well, the last I checked was 855, even though because of the way I operate. And I use credit cards for everything. I'm a service technician, HVAC tech, but I don't use cash for anything. What I use is, say, Citi card, any other card, where I use that for lunch, for whatever. And then what I do is I have Navy Federal. Well, I got multiple cards, but I got all my cards at zero. I only use the ones I need to use. So what I do, I transfer, free balance transfer with Navy Federal, and I always pay off my Citi card. Then I go to Navy Federal and I cut them $2,000-$3,000 check, because I do my monthly budget that way. That's how I do my expenses. What I want to do now, I got my mortgage down to a certain point and I have cash. But what I want to do is start a couple corporations. I just want to pay my mortgage off, because it's not on my, you know, hopefully I'm hoping not to have it. It won't show on my name. It clears my load. That's the only debt I have, is my mortgage.
Right.
And if I remove that, I can get a HELOC and operate the same way, because I don't operate with cash. Again, I see cash sucks to use. I just use credit and take the cash and pay.
I do the same thing.
You do the.
I do that same thing you do with your Navy Federal. I use it. I take and pay all my. I balance transfer and I put all my cash on one card and balance transfer.
This is free. It's free balance transfer. They don't charge you.
Yeah, Navy Federal don't charge you. You're right.
Don't. Everybody else want to charge you 3 to 5%. I'm you crazy. I do Navy. I like I said Navy Federal, whatever card I want to use, and I just pay everything off. Every card I use, they're done by the end of the month because I balance transfer to Navy Federal. I come to Navy Federal, I cut them no less than 1,000 to 3,000 every month, and my credit score stays at 855 or better. But I don't want to die, like you said in your book, with good credit. What I want to level up.
You do. You just want to keep using it. You still want to.
Yeah, I want to level up now.
You want it to be good. You just look. I want to be stinking filthy rich. If they give me $1 million in debt, I'm taking it. If they want to give me $1 million, I'm taking $1 million.
Right.
Well, exactly. Well, I want to level up now and open up multiple corporations. If I have to use my credit to do what I need to do, I just want to be advised. I need to know how to level up what I have, where I'm at, because I'm ready to roll. Most people around me don't have a clue. And the only way I can find the people is by being in the Zoom class.
Right.
Or reading all your books. I got all your books.
Hey, but to answer your question, she gave you the blueprint throughout when she was talking. Like, get with her. That'll help you, along with if you got access to run there. I got some like next week, the guy I'm bringing on like next week, forget about it. Like the information like ridiculous. That's some next level shit. But you're gonna have to have cash to do some of the stuff that he's talking about.
I got cash too. I save and I just pay.
I'm saying, but I'm saying what the whole next week. But
yeah, in between the lines, read in between the lines.
Yeah, but you need to get her information and help her. You talking about building companies. Like for me, if you got your mortgage to a certain level, I wouldn't even take out no HELOC. I'll go try to raise the cash some other way and pay that bitch off.
Right.
Like I wouldn't even mess with it no more. I go get the cash somewhere else and pay my mortgage off. Period.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's it. Like Shalon, however y'all want to. I always had this thing. If y'all, I always say you can borrow $1 million faster than you can ever make it.
Almost.
And I done live by that.
Yeah, somebody keep their phone. That's the message up.
Hey Corey, I got a question for you.
Can he finish answering the first one?
Yeah, who had a question before?
Me, Milton.
Say again.
It's me, Milton.
Oh, okay. What? Go ahead.
It's Milton from Miami.
Oh, okay.
How you doing?
Man, I'm okay. How you doing?
Good.
Okay. I got you. Milk.
Yeah.
Who had the question before Milk?
Me, Luke.
Wait. Okay. What question you had?
No, I wanted to ask you, are you invested into like the cannabis industry, like grow house and everything like that?
You got it. Like I've been approached as far as their industry, like from my experience, like half a ticket.
Half a ticket, yep.
Yeah, half a ticket.
That's true.
So
especially like in certain states that allow you to do it, because weed or cannabis sell real fast, and if you connect it with the right companies, get that off quick.
Yeah. You got to have the right, if you're talking about going to that biz, you got to have the right management team. You got to have the right management team.
Yeah.
In the bread.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's something that you interested in.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in. I know a couple people that's doing it, like somebody in Texas that's doing it, and somebody in Detroit that's doing it as well.
Okay, so I mean, like in terms of like your interest, like where your bread at?
Right now, shit, I'll be building up corps and crashing it, so I run on my bread that way, as far as raising capital and everything like that. So that's what I'm looking at. That's like between that and the truck industry was the two industries I was looking to invest in, because I know you can do like I was looking at land or properties in like Oklahoma, because it's legal to grow marijuana in Oklahoma, and they're selling land over there for like 45 grand.
Running out of energy. Get down to the nitty gritty.
Say again. I didn't hear the last part.
Yeah, I'm up at like 8:30 working out every day, 4-5 days a week.
Yeah, that should increase your energy over time.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
Somebody got to mute, man.
Today, you can't put in a 10-12 hour workday right after that. I feel it right now. I'm feeling it.
Hey, Corey, check your message.
Okay.
Second workout.
When the book dropping, Corey?
Man.
It's Kenny, Jackson, Mississippi, bro.
Kenny, how you doing?
What's up, bro?
I don't even want to give no definitive date, man. Let me see.
I appreciate the link with Doyle, man. The wheels are turning, man.
Oh, for real?
You got it, big bro.
The wheels are turning.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Doyle on here like probably like week after next. It just, to give other people access to him.
Hey. Exactly.
Hey, Corey.
Uh-huh.
You got any information on your credit investors, or that's in your course?
What do you mean when you say like any information, like?
I guess like sites or the people that you use for credit investors, or how you go about doing?
Nah, I mean, as far as the credit investors, like that's something that you have to. You pretty much got to scout them out, and I could tell you how to utilize them, how to manage them.
Right.
But you kind of got to find and recruit and scout your own credit investors.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you put that in the course as far as like how to utilize them. Or it's going to be in your next book or whatever.
I'm trying to think.
You tapped into it on one of your YouTube videos a minute ago.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he tapped into it.
But you was like, you was gonna put it on you was gonna put it in like your next book, how to utilize the credit investors or something like that. You was like on an interview or something like that, talking to somebody.
No, I did the book that he just asked me about. I talked about it like briefly in one of the chapters, but just basically how do you identify a person that would be a good credit investor, and then from that point, how do you control them? Because when you get in a credit investor, you want to control everything.
Right.
The mail, telephone calls, you want to control everything. So you got to make sure all the paperwork. You got to make sure all the paperwork is in place.
Okay. iPhone storage full. I'm just reading this message. My iPhone storage is full.
You hear me?
I have enough storage.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I did.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to make a statement real quick about what has taken place with my company with the information
I didn't get enough of them off.
Terry Young, can you please mute your phone?
Okay.
Since yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, I just wanted to make a statement
Yeah,
He
hey,
too grown for this.
can you mute your phone?
That's Eris.
He too
You my
grown for
phone.
this.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, I'll wait.
Go ahead. Finish asking.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
What is
Well,
going
y'all
on?
respect the
Hey,
Zoom,
hey,
man. Mute
Keith,
your phone,
Keith.
man.
Damn.
Respect the
He
Zoom,
too
man.
grown
Drawn.
for this,
Turn that
man.
off,
That's
bro.
crazy.
He drawing for real.
Okay, go ahead.
In progress.
Go ahead, ask your question.
I don't know if you were
You,
talking to Arius
That's
or me.
yeah.
you got you ain't asking, you got Ron's information?
Okay, I had it on mute because I thought somebody else was going to ask. I didn't want to interrupt.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead, ask.
I don't have a question for a statement. What I'm saying is, through the knowledge that you put in these books, that I've been able to absorb and apply to my own credit repair company, which is really a consulting company. I set up a consulting company probably about 15 months ago. And with this information that I've been able to acquire from you, I've been able to build 6 companies. I got 4 of them funded, including my own. And my name is grown in this city that I'm in, Wilmington, North Carolina. And I had a brother, you may know him, I don't know. But he's the manager of the 69 Boys and the X Clan. It's an old hip hop group, conscious hip hop group. And his best friend is Silk, guy by the name of Silk out of Atlanta that's got a book called I Will Not Be Denied. He did 24 years in prison. Yeah, okay, well, there you go. Well, he linked me up with Silk, and they said that they wanted me to get involved with them because of my speaking ability, but also the notoriety behind me being able to help people get funded with their businesses, either on a consumer side, just with consumer information, SSN, or EIN information. And a lot of this, not a lot, all, I have to give credit to where credit is due. This comes from your book. So I'm getting all this notoriety now. I'm getting all of these calls. I got Atlanta jumping. These brothers flew out from Atlanta to Wilmington to meet with me with their family and was blown away. And I told them, I said, Corey P. Smith, period. You looking at me in awe. Okay, I studied it. I master a lot of the things that I apply my mind to. But it's not me, is what I'm letting them know. So Steve, he's got these 7-Eleven where he's got a product in the 7-Elevens in Florida. The product it's 2 containers in California that's tied up under these COVID restrictions right now. The product is a soft drink.
I think you went out.
You hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, my sister was calling. The product has done so well in the 7-Elevens that the day he was with me, when he flew out from Atlanta to meet me, he got a call from someone in Egypt who runs the majority of these 7-Elevens in Florida, asking him will he be able to do production in Egypt because the drink done so well in Florida. All this happened, it happened so fast. A lot's happened fast. So he gets to me and he says, can you ask Corey a question? I said, I can, but we didn't have the Zoom. So I did a screenshot of his text to me and I emailed it to you. You can check it out at your own time. All I'm saying is thank you. So I'm gonna keep rocking. And whatever I learn on here, I'm going to absorb and I'm gonna continue to exercise. I did 45,700 2 Mondays ago for a family. That's how they heard about me. But then they learned about the other nephew who's blind with diabetes that's 22 that I built a LLC for called Gym Rat. Structured it, we about to get it funded after we get this 98B form in, and he's blind. And we're gonna be utilizing this LLC to show people, even though you got a disability, that don't mean nothing. You still got life. So utilize what aspects of the sense of life you have and appreciate them in the gym, even if you're blind. So we promote these things to people that have disabilities over Gym Rat, showing them, listen, no matter what you're going through, you can stand and you can be honored as long as you don't give up on yourself. You see what I'm saying? So we got a lot going on. Just bought a box truck, Port City Intermotor. I built that for my brother. 15 racks, brand new box truck, finance, sitting in the parking lot right now.
A lot of things move. So I just want to thank you, bro. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep tapping in. This is just the beginning for this. So it's like what, 12 months? Only 12 months.
Right. Right. Hey, we got like 5 minutes. Like anybody else, everybody got
I got a question, brother.
I got a quick
Yeah.
All right, so this is Jay Martin. My question is regarding the new rule that the president is trying to, well, I'm not sure if it passed or if it was a proposal or if it's a part of an act that was already enacted, but the whole reporting from the banks in terms of $600 passing through our bank accounts and reporting that to the IRS, like, how does that impact what we're trying to do here? Or is this, is that something that is going to, create a roadblock for us as we keep learning and trying to play this game? And then, because they from what I read, it was supposed to be implemented in January 2022.
Yeah, I mean, I done read and heard bits and pieces about it. Like, I don't really pay no attention because even if some shit like that did happen, it don't matter. Like, to me, it don't matter.
That was my first instinct, but I didn't want to be, just too bold though. And
nah, I mean, with anything you doing, even if you playing the game, as long as you got your shit set up the way it's supposed to be set up, okay. So what?
Okay.
So what? You want to check me out? I got more than 600. So what? I ain't doing nothing illegal.
Okay.
So man, all this shit that they be throwing out there, you got to read between the lines, even with the the politics and all of that, because it's like chess with them. They gonna move one piece only to distract you because they trying to checkmate your ass.
Understood.
If that makes sense. So that's how I look at it.
Well, yes, I looked at it the exact same way. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything that I was missing or needed to just be wary of in terms of maneuvering and making my moves. Per se.
I have a simple question.
Yeah, go ahead.
The simple question is, if you're starting, I'm just going to give a scenario. It's not exactly mine, but it is relevant to mine because I feel like I'm starting from step one. But just say you have a 520 credit score, and given everything that's going on with COVID-19 pandemic, blah, 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 what is the best road to take, and how do you, what type of patience is really necessary, given all of the steps that need to be taken in order to start to see your life actually change?
What type of patience? I guess, like I answered the last question, I would have to know, like, where exactly you at in the race. Like, you might be in the second lap, if that makes sense, before you make the mile, if that makes sense. Like, I would have to know where you at, but in terms of being patient, like, I'm very patient. I'm so patient, like I would go and wait fucking years just to accomplish one goal. That's how patient I am, because I know the reward is worth it. It's worth it. Like, even if you hear my story, when I talked about in the beginning, like when I approached my wife and like, give me 24 months, that seemed like, whew, to her initially, because other people talking like, damn, that's 2 years. 2 years ain't shit. There's nothing. There's people in jail and doing 60 months of their life that they're not gonna get back. So me out here trying to reach a goal and it taking me 24 months, 36 months, if it takes that long, I'm just that patient. Like, when you looking at, this is me, because I'm just big on family. I'm big on the people that you're supposed to be doing it for. And my perception about life is like this. I'm a sniper. And if I gotta lay wait in the bushes for 2 days, which is the equivalent to, I say, 2 years in life, 3 years in life, to kill life, I'm gonna do that. If that makes sense to you, if that
That
answers
makes
your question. So
100%.
yeah, so just,
100%.
I mean, your level of patience can only be measured by you. And saying that means like, like however hungry you are, then that too can determine how long you gotta be patient. Because if you go in and you be like, I ain't sleeping. If it takes 6 months, a year, I'm not sleeping until I get this done. But if you take time out to sleep, I mean, I know you gotta get sleep. I mean, like just going at your goal, then it might take you longer than a year. It might take you longer than 6 months. So your level of patience guy have to be match your work, have whatever your work ethic is. It has to match that. So, I guess that's my best answer
No, that makes sense.
response.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Hey,
So
Corey.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
no
I
doubt.
got one question for you leave, man. I know you're about to
Uh-huh.
leave. Up out of here. I
Uh-huh.
got a
Go
question. I got one question for you leave. I know you're about to leave up out of here in a minute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, one question. I know she was talking about the lady earlier was talking about, building the business credit and everything like that.
Right.
So, from my knowledge, the quickest way going through to get the business credit, the quickest way is if you have a good personal credit score or whatever. So if you have like a synthetic credit score, say through authorized users and everything like that, and it's not a fixed thing, would the chances of you getting approved for business credit be good or bad, if you understand what I'm saying? Like, would it be like my
repeat
personal
that.
profile, like say I got it was low. I got an authorized user. It raised up over a 680 because she was saying you want to have at least a 680. But say my credit profile is not thick and I'm trying to use it to guarantor on my business as far as getting approved for business credit. Would that make a difference if my personal profile doesn't have that much on it besides the authorized?
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to what she said. Like, if you haven't taken the time to really build up the business credit, yeah, they're gonna look at that.
They're gonna look at that.
Yeah, like she explained, like you're gonna have to really take the time to build it up. But going back, I say this: the very question that you asked, that's the reason why I brought her on. Like, now you got access to her, so whatever you need to do, trust me, she can put it together.
Okay.
She can put it together. Like, she wasn't just like whatever all the shit she said she could do. She doing it, and she can do it.
What's her email, Corey? My bad.
Yeah, she put it. She put it in the Here it
I
is.
can put it in the chat. Did I put it in there?
Yeah, you put it in the chat.
My bad.
No, I didn't put nothing in there.
You didn't? I could.
No.
Yeah. No.
Actually, I forgot that I could do that. Hold on. Can I put it in the
Nah,
chat?
you put your telephone number.
I didn't put nothing in the chat because I'm on the phone and I don't even know how to do
Wait a
that.
minute. I could have sworn I saw it.
Yeah, somebody.
Hold on.
No, somebody might have put it in
Christina
there for me, but
put it
I
in
didn't
there
put
for us.
Oh yeah, because I know I didn't look. I'm 52. I don't know how to work the phone like that. Shoot.
My bad. My
I
bad.
know how to work
My
my
bad.
Mac computer, but not no phone.
Hey, bro. Hey, Corey. Corey, can I tap in with old buddy? Can I tap in with old buddy?
Who is it?
Whoever just asked that question. I was wondering if you knew about like AG Jewelers, like getting primary trades put on his shit in order to strengthen his real shit.
That's the route I was gonna go, but AG had issues with it before. You know what I'm saying? As far as it reporting to your profile and everything like that.
Yeah, they shut that down.
Did they shut
Everything
that
is
shit
shut
down?
down. They shut all of them
Yeah,
down.
Yeah, they
Even
be,
the cells?
people be
All
burning.
of them are shut down.
Yeah, that shit don't work.
They
Oh,
burnt out.
They
Yeah.
all gone.
They
They
burnt
took it
out.
off your credit report. It's gone. It will be off there. If it's on there
no,
now, it won't be on there
that's
later.
how I built my
So
shit
they,
up. Yeah,
they
yeah.
killed self-lender
Like,
as well?
Nah,
No,
not
that's different.
Oh, okay.
You
Oh,
got to
yeah.
pay for that every month. That's still working.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
I
That's what I
hopped
use
on.
to build my kids up.
So I hopped on the Zoom a little bit late. And I missed Shalen's presentation. Is this going to be?
Yeah, I made sure I record. I make
so
sure.
like,
I'm gonna make sure my guy put all the Zoom. Come make sure he have them uploaded for
Did I
real
give my
by the
email?
weekend.
I don't
do
think I gave
Okay.
him my email.
so
Nah, you ain't give your email.
Okay, let me give my email. I'm
Yeah, you didn't
sorry,
give your
y'all.
email.
It's
Corey, I
late
got a question.
for me.
We need Ron's too. Who's the guy, Ron?
Let me give you guys my email. I got
CreditSmart.com.
And the
I got
sister
a
get
few.
email first, please.
I have a
Amen.
few of them, so let me think of the best one to give you. Let me give you the support at creditsmart.com. So it's gonna be Credit Smart with a K. Support at creditsmart.com. Credit with a K.
So you do funding too?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely tapping in. Definitely. We about to be on multiple things.
Hey, Corey.
Hey, Corey.
Yeah.
The old website, I know it's down for those who had the course the first go round.
Yeah.
Do I need to redo my subscription for the new one or?
Nah. Now only thing I gotta do is go in, put your name in and your email, and the new one to give you access.
Okay. So
And I
just
think
email you?
Bab, yeah, just email me. Bab, you on it? I never did that for you, did I? Nah, okay.
If it's a new one, nah, I still got the old shit.
But you got access to the old one?
Well,
No,
last
the
time I
old
checked-
one is down.
Oh, if it's down, then yeah, I don't got it.
Hey, Corey. What's good? I'm trying to drop some. Let me drop some game for your student real quick. You feel me?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I want y'all to keep this in mind. So, some of you guys are in a good position as far as using your personal credit to, match with the business, or even just stacking up to get funding on a personal level. But a person asked earlier about a credit investor. Now, a lot of you guys are learning this information, but keep this in mind. Now, when it comes to credit investors, there's thousands of credit investors around you, meaning responsible people who've been working for years. They have a mortgage, they pay on time, they have cars, they pay on time. Corey showed me literally with one credit investor, I was able to get $500,000 in cars, from a Bentley to Escalade truck to S5.
Oh yeah, you was. It's a fact. Yeah.
Yep.
You did it in a corporation? You did it in a
Huh?
corporation?
You said who?
You did it in a
Tell 'em how-
corporation?
No, just on the personal side.
Yeah,
On
tell
the
them how old
personal
you.
side.
Tell them how old you were when you were able to do that.
Man, probably like shit, like 25 or some shit like that.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Got
for
to the
sure.
bag. Like,
So I want y'all to keep in mind, everyone, like there's so many credit investors around you guys. Some of y'all might not be in a position to start leveraging your credit or getting a personal guarantor, the business, but your wife might be a credit investor, or your husband, or your cousin, or someone who's responsible. And again, there's a lot of these people.
Nah, I told him to get off it, but I ain't.
You told me, oh, this shit sitting right here. Like, yo, like, the fuck?
Hey, can you
I
mix
didn't
your
even know what it
phone?
was. What is it?
It's a book.
There's a lot of these people around you. So start thinking on that level, start seeing if you can do deals with those type of people who are responsible. They already built their credit out, but they don't want to utilize, they have no desire to pursue a business or leverage their credit or use their good credit for anything. So you can use these people for deals to accelerate the process and things like that.
How would you approach them though?
So I mean, like I said, you know, if you're a trustworthy person, these people are around you. You're just not thinking on that level. Like I said, they can be your wife, your cousin.
Yo, get the fuck in the cake.
Hey. Hey, we're gonna have to end this call.
Nah, Darnell Williams just got a mute, man.
So how to approach these people? Like I was saying, pretty much how I approached my first deal was with a business proposition. So my thing was I wanted to start an exotic car rental business out in Atlanta, and so I approached this credit investor. They had good credit. I even helped them. At the time, their credit score was around 780 across the board. I showed them how to get personal trade line. I even helped them with some of the method that Corey showed me, how to dispute all their student loans and things like that. And I got them up in the 800. And then once that happened, within a matter of like, I think literally 1 week, I was able to get all these vehicles. I just went and I applied back to back, because you can literally get about 7 to 10 vehicles just with one person. And even if you have, literally. So if you have a business, that's even better. Like right now, I'm about to get about 14 vehicles under my business. And you know, so I'm just trying to, and also, you know, I'm just giving you guys some ideas. Like some of you people want to do Airbnb. You can use a credit investor, you know, somebody who's in a good position, get a condo, start off with one, you know, get a line of furniture. It's very easy to get that. Yeah. And Corey literally showed me how to get cribs. You know, I thought this was a complicated process. I was able to get cribs in every major city. You see what I'm saying?
Airbnb game easy.
Like, so I'm just trying to give you guys some ideas how to create cash
been
flow
doing that.
and things like that. You can get a credit investor, get some vehicles, start building some residual income, you know, keep some money coming in.
Excuse me. Can you just like give us your information so we can contact you as well? Because I mean, you just put yourself out there, sir, and you just gave like a whole host of information because you know Corey be tied up anyway. So
now,
like,
Corey, a billionaire status.
Corey, a hustler, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
He ain't gonna answer y'all.
Corey got like 8 arms at this point. So at that point, we need other people. So you know what's going on. So like, I mean, what's the email, sir?
Hey, you know what?
I got you.
You in Atlanta?
Man, I'm gonna tell you how he
I
was
got a
able
spot
to really.
in Atlanta, but I move around also, like, you know, but
I'm in Texas, right? I'm in Texas, in Houston.
You sound like you from New York.
That's a fact.
You can put your put your information in chat if you want to give it out. But he was able to. I'll say this before I end the call. What made this situation different? He was actually able to be around me for like how many months? Like what, 4 months?
What to do? What?
No, when you came, when I initially met you, like back then I was doing the. Can you guys mute the call? Mute your phone. He was able to. How long did you stay in Memphis?
Oh yeah.
Grace, you gotta mute, babe.
Yeah,
we love the kids, but Corey trying to politic, man. Can you please mute your phone?
Yellow.
Let me see. I'm
Grace.
trying to see who this is.
Let's say iPhone.
Okay, now his situation was different. Like for him to learn as fast as he did, he pretty much actually moved where I was at, and like for 4
let
months.
Let me tell you, Corey put me in the mansion. You feel me? Like, me and Corey, it's crazy. Like a lot of people, everybody have the same thinking ability, right? But for me, I think a little different. Like for example, when I met a lot of celebrity, I met a lot of people, but how I think, I look at everyone as human being, right? When you see a person like Corey, which Corey has said, he's done a lot of amazing things, but just through studying Corey, I'm like, this is a genuine guy. So when we connected, you know, it was mutual because for a young guy, I also move on a different level. So it was a lot of value there, but we connected instantly. Me and Corey linked up in my city in New York. From there, Corey had me in a gated community in the mansion. I'm talking about, we live a good life. Yo, Corey, salute to you, man. He saw me say, yo.
Right, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure. Corey really changed my perspective, you know what I mean? Just on a whole different level, because I was a young guy from the street. I had money, but, you know, he really made me understand like how you don't even have to make shit complicated. Like he was saying, like, you don't have to put too much thought into these stuff. You know what I mean? Like I was just telling you, literally you could find a credit investor and go get 10 vehicle, put it on tour road, that's residual. You can go get a condo in your city tomorrow, get a line of, you can get a furniture line on the internet today and get a condo, even 1 bedroom, start it like that. Like it's literally that easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that being said, I'm gonna still go ahead and DM you on here and give you my information so you can text me. I understand what you're saying. That's a good story, but yeah, just hit me up.
I got you.
All right.
All right.
All
Hey
right.
Corey, did you send out? Did we start the Telegram for this group or no?
Nah, I hadn't started yet, man, because I actually got everybody from the old group. Everybody's information, but I still haven't started to where I can do the invite.
Okay.
But you know, I be having a lot of shit going on.
Understood.
Yeah,
understood.
So, but I'm gonna get it done.
Okay. The Zooms that we see in the course now, ignore those. Those are done. Is that what you
say again?
The Zooms that are in the course right now, like it's like a bunch of them, but they're not popping up.
Right, because when I did them, I didn't do them under me. Like I gave somebody else their control, and they didn't keep it. Whatever the subscription was, like that I'm paying for it now.
So just ignore those is what I'm asking, or are they going to be gone?
Yeah, they're going to be gone.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so, but I gotta get off because I'm actually upstairs and I got a whole family down, like a whole lot of people over my house downstairs. Like so
Thanks,
I'm gonna get back to them.
Thanks, Corey.
All right, thank you, Corey. Good night, guys.
All right, you guys be easy.
Everybody be blessed. Thank you.
So my man,